We're speaking with Phil Costner, chef, operations leader, and highly respected industry veteran who has now set his sights on La Madeleine. Stay tuned for the next in our series of Leaders with Guts. Phil, La Madeleine has a really strong appeal for women. But how do you bring men into the restaurants?
We don't. I'm not being glib. We don't. Our core guest is female, and we're incredibly focused on her. She has a name and a face, and she can be from 18 to 80. We're not caught up in demographics, but ours is a female audience. So everything we focus on is around Amanda Montgomery. Everything we focus on. And we're not going to dilute that focus. Now, having said that, though, we also know that the Amandas of the world have brothers and cousins and boyfriends and husbands and fathers, and they will come too. So we do have products that are appealing to men, but I don't think you're going to see us overtly going after men exclusively.
Is Amanda rich?
No. Amanda is, we term her as affluent, which is different from rich, because affluency is part of a lifestyle. So we have Amandas who range from 18 years old to 58 years old and older, and so affluency is more about comfort and lifestyle and being able to satiate those needs and those desires when it comes to food. So is she rich? Not necessarily. Some of them are, but not necessarily. You don't have to be rich to eat at Madeleine.
You've made a lot of changes in the stores lately in new prototype. Can you tell us about that?
Sure. It all started, before I get into the changes, it's really important that you know why we made the changes. And a couple of years ago, when we really understood who our core guest was, we set out to really listen to her for an exceptionally long period of time and really understand who she was and what she needed and what we didn't have that she needed. What could we offer? How could we improve to grow with her? In essence, we wanted to make sure that we were getting her daughters. That was very important to us. So some of the things we heard were, we love La Madeleine, but I'm not sure I have enough time to use you today. Or, I love La Madeleine, but it's a little confusing for my friends, so I think I might do something else today. Among some other things. So we also heard, I love La Madeleine, and I love your food, don't ever change it. So some of the things we did, we set out to eliminate the front entry confusion, and we did that by changing our service model and changing our service style. Another thing we set out to do was to make it faster. We wanted to be able to get you through the ordering experience as fast as we possibly could and get you to the table and have that great food in front of you, which is why you came to see us in the first place. And we've succeeded in both of those counts in our new prototype design. We haven't changed any of the food. We've put new equipment into our new prototype restaurants that enable us to make that same food with the same ingredients and using the same recipes, but to do it more efficiently and to deliver to the table hotter, which is a really big deal for us. So a lot of the changes that we have made are aesthetics. For instance, we have maintained the ambiance of a country French home in our dining areas, but we have transitioned our kitchens to very artisan, handmade, professional-looking kitchens. And so we've taken stucco and wood and bookshelves and knickknacks out of the kitchen and replaced it with stainless and subway tile, new uniforms that depict a pride around cooking and baking. So really, the changes have really come from Amanda, and we've basically listened and helped her, help give her what she's looking for.
What are your growth plans for La Madeleine?
Two-tiered. We have a two-tiered growth plan for La Madeleine, and one is on the company-owned side. We are we really feel good about the Northeast. We really feel good about Virginia and the D.C. and Maryland corridors. We really feel good about New York and upstate New York and those areas. La Madeleine has been very graciously accepted up there, and we're people just love what we're doing up there. So we're looking at some organic growth up in that area, and we're working very hard towards becoming a very attractive franchise package as well. So between those two paths, that's how we see our growth.
And when you first took over the reins here at La Madeleine, what was the very first thing you did?
The very first thing I was tasked with doing was to simplify the operation and to take as much complexity out of the operation as we could in terms of product, in terms of process, in terms of consumer, some of the types of things we talked about in the prototype. Just simplifying so that we could become more consistent, we could become more easy to use, we could become easier to use for our consumer base, and which in fact will enable us to grow. Mm-hmm. That's what's going to make us attractive from a franchise perspective, is a simple, a very simple operational package that produces terrific food in a niche environment that is very, very defendable against the rest of the industry, and with great box economics and solid margins.
Is there one menu item at La Madeleine that you just can never resist?
Rotisserie chicken. I think our rotisserie chicken is some of the best I've ever had, and there's a number of things I really like, but my go-to plate is the half rotisserie chicken with the Caesar salad on the side.
And how do you market to Amanda?
Well, I'll take that question two ways. The first thing we do is we're very clear, we're very concise. We talk to Amanda in a very direct fashion with, here's what I want you to do, here's why I want you to do it, and here's the benefit to you. Buy this, it's a great deal, and you're going to love it, I guarantee it. It's that kind of thing. Rather than having her work through a puzzle or some riddle and figure out what the offer is or what we're offering. We just speak to her because that's her lifestyle. She is an upfront, direct, intelligent person, and we treat her as such, and we're happy she's here. Secondly, we in terms of channels, we're talking to her in a whole number of different ways than we did 3 years ago. We talk to her through social media, through the internet, through our e-club. We talk to her through some outdoor advertising. Again, very direct. It's very food forward. Everything we do is very food forward. You'll see in most of our POP pieces, food taking the forefront. It's usually very, very tightly cropped. And when we work with the photographers, we tell them the goal is, I want to smell it or taste it when I look at it.
We've been talking with Phil Costner, COO of La Madeleine. Check out the next part of this series as we explore what it takes to be a leader with guts. For Food Channel Pro, I'm Ellen Codiff.